Hi, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about Zuri Group's Aqueduct product. The Aqueduct solution from Zuri Group is a dimensional data warehousing solution that sits on top of Blackbaud's NXT products. It allows you to download data via the SKY APIs, as well as their secure FTP server in order to have a fully built out dimensional data warehouse to help with data visualization and tabular reporting needs. Your Aqueduct experience starts by logging in to the Aqueduct website, and at which point you'll then be able to download the Aqueduct utility. It's a Windows installer utility. Is actually a .NET command console that you can then set up and schedule using a SQL agent job or a Windows scheduler task. Upon logging in, you'll be able to gather the information to request your tokens from Blackbaud. And then you'll use the Zuri Group's Aqueduct configuration utility in order to configure your instance of Aqueduct. After everything is then configured, you'll be able to create a blank database. The solution can also create the database for you, but what I've done here today is I've created a blank database with no tables in it. When I run the utility, the Aqueduct agent, the first thing it's going to do is realize that I do not have the latest information, the latest revisions for the Aqueduct, and it is in turn going to connect into Zuri Group services and download the latest revisions for the Aqueduct dimensional data warehouse. This is necessary so that we can add new tables, add new facts, gather new APIs, add additional fields as Blackbaud SKY APIs services mature. We'll be able to control those things at the Zuri Group perspective. And each time you run the utility, it will ensure that you're running the latest version of the dimensional data warehouse. So now if I come out to this table list and hit refresh, you'll see that there are now a number of dimension tables as well as fact tables that are created. If I look at the constituent table, anything you'd expect to see at the constituent level is captured in here: first name, last name, first gift, last gift, largest gift, things of that sort. Every date field has a corresponding date dimension table to help with dimensional date reporting. After the data warehouse's revisions are all set up, now the Aqueduct utility is actually connecting into the SKY APIs. You notice that sometimes there are errors, and Zuri, the Aqueduct solution will automatically retry and gather the information. So although there was an error on the constituents list, somewhere in here you'll see that it has completed the constituents. It is already processing all the campaigns, the funds, the online presence records, phone numbers, and things of that sort. And so you can see that it has finished the first 5,000 records of the action. So as this finishes up, it's just about done processing the gift records, gift information. In my test mode, I'm only gathering the first 5,000 records in the interest of time. But if we come out to this to these tables now, I don't know if the constituents has finished. And so you'll see that here are the first 5,000 records of constituents. We have stripped out information for first name, last name in the interest of privacy in the database that we're in the database that we're using. If we look at the fact opportunity table, which is one of the widest tables that we actually have, there's a lot of great information in here. So you get an idea of all the different fields of information that we gather: expected amount, funds, the fund names, so on and so forth. If we look at the fact action table, here are the first 5,000 actions. Again, we have stripped out sensitive information, but it gives you, once this utility runs, and you'll typically run this utility once a day, you'll have a complete dimensional data warehouse that you can in turn use. We are actively working on building some data visualizations using Power BI that we will also be delivering alongside the Aqueduct solution. So thank you for your time today, and I appreciate you joining in.